There we are. All right, let's hope. There, okay, I'm still waiting. My screen is black right now, so if you can see me, hi. Okay, cool. You can see me. Let's make sure my live stream is good. Oh, here on my laptop. Oh, it's unlisted. I need to make this thing public. Oops. Public. Done. Save. All right, now it's public. Let's see how quickly that applies. Oh, there we go. Ducky 3D Live. Cool thumbnail.
I'm still waiting.
All right, I'll
My
mute.
screen is black.
I'll mute that. Wait for comments to roll in, and then we'll get going. I just started a live stream, period. I'll text you when I'm done. Okay, so let's see. We got 2 concurrent viewers. Waiting for some stuff to go through. Hello. We'll just chill out. I'm going to pull up. Well, let me take OBS out of the screen here. No need for that. And then now everything is, you're seeing my whole YouTube screen. Hey, that's my YouTube screen. All right. P-I-N-T. I'm going to show you guys sort of the inspiration. There we go. We got some comments. Hey, everyone. Hey. This is my first live stream in like a long time. I've been doing more exclusive ones on Patreon, so I figured I'd go back to the general public. So I'm going to find something here on my Pinterest to be inspired by, because I like to do that and sort of be inspired by everything. So yeah, hey everyone, see you in the comments, say whatever you like, say what's up. We're here, we're live. I think this is my first live stream at my new house. So welcome to the new background. Hopefully we make it a little bit better, but you can kind of see the play button back there. It's kind of hidden. Usually that's like the YouTuber thing to put your play button in your videos. So I don't really care too much about that. So this is my favorite board. Hey, how you been? I'm so bad at reading. I'm awesome, by the way. Love to see a geometry nodes tutorial. Yeah, I'm learning it now. Me and Syncretic might do some really cool stuff with that at some point. So that'd be dope. I kind of want to do something inspired by this really, really, really dope piece right here. I think it's cool. And I have some ideas that we're going to try out. This cube, third pick from the left. We'll get to that. Make a character. I never make characters, unfortunately. Sorry. Love from India. Thank you, man. Okay, so let's try this out. I think we're gonna have some fun with volumes and some fun. Look at all those little people down there. I didn't even notice that. So let's go ahead and crank into Blender. I know I'm not using the current version of Blender. We're at 2.9. It's all right. So yeah, I'll be monitoring the comments. So, you know, do what you want. Let me see. Just need a. Just for future reference, if you spam, I am going to put you in timeout. That's what YouTube calls it, putting in timeout. So basically you can't comment for a while. So if you spam, don't spam. We don't want that. Also, I'll be looking for a couple moderators. If you want to be a moderator, just kind of monitor the comments. That'd be great. My current moderators aren't here at the moment. So we need a ground plane. So we'll do that. Let's see. Dude, there are things which you can't do in Blender. How do you tackle that problem? I just don't do it. That's it. I usually try to do it Blender's way of doing it. Most things you can try to do in Blender. Modeling some particle stuff like X particles, whatever. So now we're going to go ahead and get a cylinder. And let's see. Kind of put it like this. Well, first off, I want to kind of stretch it out first. Do I have JS placement? Do. Okay, good. I do. All right. Let's rotate it like that and then bring it up here. And let's kind of set up this scene like this. Oops. Bring it over here. Let me see these comments. Can you please make a tut on hard surface modeling, like for free? Yes, I can definitely do that. Have you made profit on some NFTs? Right now, they're not super profitable for me. I'm really just kind of exploring the space. It's pretty volatile right now with the whole environmental thing and just trying to see, just trying to understand it. Someone said, what are you making? I am making this, something inspired by this thing. So we're trying to work with some whatever stuff. So trying to have some fun here. Let's put some, well, first I want to delete this. So we'll go into the faces here. X faces. My cat's being weird. I don't know if y'all heard that. If y'all want to see the cat, let me grab her. Come here. Come here. This is my little cat, Darby. And she hates being held. Her little raspy voice. But that's Darby. How are you doing today? I'm doing really awesome. I got up at a reasonable hour and had a little coffee meeting with a buddy of mine. So today has been really nice. Thanks for asking. All right, so what I'm going to do now is unwrap, and we'll go with cylinder projection. And then I'm going to delete this face up here as well. Man, comments are just rolling through. X faces. Hey man, I bought your Surface Imperfections on Gumroad. Surface Imperfections, the only one are scratches. I'll go into that in a little bit. Let's see. VG96, you're spamming, bro. Can't spam. All right. So let's go into JS placement. If you've never heard of it, you are about to hear about it. So this is a really cool free thing you can get, and I'll show you kind of how it works. So we'll go ahead. We'll get JS Placement Classic. And let's see. How to report him. Okay, Imperial D&D. I'm going to make you a moderator because you seem to care about the stream. So I'll make you a moderator. All right, so it kind of spits out these types of patterns, which is really, really cool. We'll go to like JS Placement 2, and it gives patterns like this, and you can manipulate them through these things. I'm sure y'all can still hear Darby just darting around. I don't know why cats are dart around. How long have you been modeling for? I've been using Blender for a couple years now. Let's see, we'll go layer count to like 2. If y'all gonna hear that, I'm sorry, Darby's being crazy. So it spits out these crazy cool, interesting patterns that you can maybe try to make procedurally, but it's like a huge pain. So we're gonna go with just JS Placement Classic. And we're gonna go with that. Hold on, I gotta get this cat. Hey, stop throwing stuff around, baby. Also, this is my first live stream with this cat, so I got to get used to the dynamic with this thing. All right, so what I'll do is just save height. And we'll go ahead and just save this on my desktop. Now we have this really nice tileable thing. How'd you first get into Blender? My buddy, I got into Blender by listening to Grayscale Gorilla podcast, and they were talking about it, and I heard about it, and I heard it had a free GPU rendering engine, which is Cycles, and I wanted that because I couldn't pay for Octane. Now I think I can, but I love Cycles so much, I'm just going to leave it. All right, so I'm going to go here and click New, and I'm going to hit Control-T, get some image texturing going on. And we'll go here to the desktop and find my piece right here. So that's not correct. So what I'm going to do is go here to the UV editing and kind of see what's happening. Insanity is happening. So unwrap, cube projection, that's much better. So we'll go back to shading. All right. I wonder why cube projection worked so well on a cylinder. I don't know. Possibly because it's, you know, quads or whatever. Thanks, Pedro. I will make you a moderator as well. Basically, anyone who, like, if you say, hey, I reported someone or I care about the stream, I'll make you a moderator so that we can kind of handle that. So if y'all see spamming like Kian's doing, I want people who actually care about the stream to comment, and I see the comments and I can interact with people. I want people to have fun here. So we'll get a bump. We'll get a bump node. Go here. I mean, this is kind of like a Chebyshev texture with like a bunch of other stuff, but being that this is a live stream, I want to make sure this is like entertaining for you guys to watch. And I'm so stupid for putting the mapping node into the height. There we go. Now we have this. Let's go ahead and do something really cool. So mix shader, pop that there. We'll get an emission node. Yeah. We'll go here, and then we'll get here this orange. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this JS placement to sort of make some of these blocks glow. So I'm going to get a color ramp first, and then put the color here like this, and we'll go here. I see you, eyes. I see you, eyes. All right. So now we'll just go here to constant. And there we go. Now we got some guys that glow, and we'll bring it up. Boom. How freaking cool is that? I love JS placement. I have a whole tutorial on JS placement if you just type that in. But basically it's like easy greebles that you don't have to worry about procedurally making, basically. Let's add a solidify. And then I'm going to shade flat here for a second. Do this. We'll get a bevel. I want to make sure this is scaled appropriately. There we go. Okay. And then we can bring up my segments. How dope is that? And then I need to save my file because I will possibly crash. STREM. Cool. All right, so now we have this part of the whole thing. Let's go ahead and make some volume around the scene and then really have some light shining through it before we worry about this ground plane. So we'll do that. How many viewers do we have here? I'll have to check on my little thing here. I wish I had two monitors, but we can see here we have 300. Wow. There's all the comments there. That's crazy. Let's see. So let's get some volume going on in the layout. Cube, scale it to fit the screen. And then he's, you know, overtaking the scene visually. So we'll kind of move him. Viewport display, featured, wire. Okay. Kind of monitoring all the comments from my laptop down here as my quote-unquote second monitor. Okay. Shading. New. And we'll get a volume. Principled volume, plug it here, give my density 0.01 for now. Actually 0.1 usually does well, 0.05, kind of get half of that. And then let's get a point light, actually an area light, and we'll make that a disk. Point it out this way. And then we'll get it in the middle here. All right. Super cool. It's a little bit out of slant, but that's okay. We'll kind of eyeball this as we go. Let's get my camera going so I can kind of figure out this whole scene. And this won't be 16 by 9. We're going to kind of make this portrait. Okay. Like that. All right. Z, rendered view. And then we'll get this area. Let's make sure. Okay, all my stuff is here. Let's give it like 300. There we go. And then if we make this blue, let's go ahead and make our volume a little better. So 0.1. Cool, cool, cool. Now it's actually shining outside of my thing, which is kind of weird. So let's switch to an area light. Even though it looks awesome, I'm going to actually hide that. Oops. No, I didn't hide the area light. All right. Thanks, moderators, for just kind of handling stuff. Really appreciate you guys. Because I can't do it alone because I'm trying to design. Cool. So we'll get that here. Is this in the middle? Cool. All right. One thing I didn't do here in the shading, which is what I want to do, is make this metallic. There we go. Now it's metallic. I like that. So now we have a point light still shining through. I guess that's an Eevee problem. Oh, that's even worse. It's just kind of bleeding through like that. It's super ugly. And that's just a real-time render engine problem. Let me direct somebody to this stream really quick. All right, so I'm gonna delete that and just stick with the area light because it looks good enough. If you guys know why it's doing that, let me know. All right, so now we have this. Let's go ahead and make this ground plane presentable through some shading. So I'm gonna go here, color ramp. Let's go ahead and displace this a little bit. Give it 100. We'll worry about displacement later. Let's go ahead and make this darker. Roughness. NOI, noise texture. Adjust the light clamping. I'm not totally sure where that's located. Clamping, 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 clamping. Is that in the light settings? Let's see if it's in the light settings. You need to activate the contact shadow and then change the thickness. Huh, I've never... Oh, here we go. Doesn't seem to be changing it on thickness. Let's see. Do viewport samples at 1 and it will fix that, I think. Viewport. Oh, dope. I mean, now that looks terrible, but let's do samples at 3. Let's go back to 15. Save. Let's just see if it comes out in the render. That's really all I'm concerned about. Because if it comes out in the render, then it's whatever, and we'll just switch to cycles. But I really love... Okay, yeah, it comes out in the render. That's really weird. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, what's up, Render Rides? You got a lower... I think you got a lower bias. I think you might because of modifiers. Syncretic's here, yo. And decoded. It's a volumetrics issue, not contact. That is true. It does. That seems like it would be a volume thing. Which means I may be able to fix that in the volumetrics tab. It's all right. Oh, here we go. Light clamping. Oh, dope. You were right. Okay. You were right with the clamping. I found it. Awesome. I mean, it's kind of weird, but it's okay. We fixed it for the most part. There. We all learned something today. That looks awesome. Okay, so now let's go back to shading the floor here. Save. Let's get that. We'll just try a basic noise texture and see where that takes us. Working on a little environment here for the new folks coming in. Just working on an environment, killing some time to have some fun. And we'll get some bump as well. We want the light to be dancing around some stuff and kind of see around. It's way too much. Okay. What I'm going to do now is kind of bring this camera up. What's my... Oh, we're at 50 millimeter? Not acceptable. Okay, here we go. This will make it much funner to look at. Much more fun. English. All right. Let's see. Let's see how the render looks now. Cool. It can be better, but it'll improve. Here we go. Shadows, high bit depth. All right. So we have this. I want to have some lighting coming in to the scene as well. So if we get some point lights, like up here, to add some sort of interest into the sky. One thing I do want to do is sort of get this passer out. It's not how I pronounce it. It's okay. Doing that. All right, out of curiosity, let's cycles it. See how it looks in cycles. EV cycles. Should look pretty cool in cycles. And I hate denoising. Okay. Okay. It can be better. But I have an idea for what I want to do for this middle piece. That'll go as sort of the main focal point. So I want to do kind of like a monolith in a way. I think that's the way you pronounce it. It'll be not really a monolith, but it'll be a cube like this. Like that. It'll be kind of meta. It'll be a Blender joke. Cube. But this is what I want to do because I love doing this. I'm going to get a new piece here. And we're going to get a mix. And we'll get an emission. We'll go here to red. Bring it up. Actually, it'll probably be blue, but it's okay. All right, color like that. Now, here we go, wave texture. I love doing this on the wave texture. We'll go to the object coordinate. It'll look weird, but it's fine. So, object coordinate doesn't do all that, so we're gonna go ahead and unwrap cube projection, use UVs. Now it's projecting on all pieces. Now, it being different on each side isn't going to matter because I'll show you what I'm going to do here. We're going to kind of distort it later. Okay, so what we're going to do is play with this phase offset, and I want to loop that. So I want to start the phase right when this object here is at the edge of our cube, right there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep it at the default amount of frames because I like 250. So phase offset, insert keyframe, go to the end. This is going to be about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And now to loop it, I want to make sure this line is at the very edge of the cube, right there. Insert keyframe. So now, I hope I did that right. Okay, and if we go to the end, let's just make sure it loops. It does. Okay, awesome. So now that we have that looping, that's all I wanted for the wave. Now we're going to distort the wave over here to get any texture we want to also loop. So we'll go with a noise texture to demonstrate this. So now this noise texture is actually going to loop on this cube, which is super cool. Make sure it loops. It does loop. Awesome. So yeah, now we have this cube with a looping noise texture. And that's freaking awesome. And then we can play with that if we want. And then I'm going to take this, and if we bevel it just for fun, and then add a subsurf to get a weird, so that looks weird. So instead of that model, we'll use a different model. We'll kind of make it look like Odessa, which is okay with me. Okay. Like that, and then we won't use UVs, we'll use object coordinates, which will probably make it disperse it. Okay, cool. So now that looks awesome. And we'll save like that. And if we want, we can bring detail up, roughness up. If we like, bring the scale down to make this look like a more organic thing. And then we can change the width of those pieces to be like something weird like that. And then of course, make it glow. I like it just like that. Now we'll start working on this principled material, and then we'll start working on the rest of the scene because it's not the greatest yet. What happens if we bring up the strength here? Cool. This needs to be multitudes darker. See how look how much better that is when we make the plane darker here. Save. This needs to be smaller, close to the ground, just like that. Kind of telling a story. Use the SSGI, Nathan. It makes Eevee look a lot better. What's SSGI? If you could tell me what that is, that'd be dope. Because I'm all about making Eevee look better. Let's see. Let's go ahead and flatten some of these planes here. Oh, no, that's just roughness. Okay. I want to make some of this flat. And then invert. I want puddles, not mounds. There we go. And then invert that so that the puddles are cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's go to my reflections here and make sure reflections are all the way I want them to be. Don't like half res. Trace precision all the way up. Cool. File, save. I personally think this needs to be wider. I think this just needs to be a lot bigger. This cylinder, and so that's what we're gonna do. Cool. And then definitely thinner on the solidify. Let me stop this bevel. I think that's what's holding it up. Yeah, okay. We'll go back to bevel. And then bring the cylinder up a little bit. I think it's fine for now. Okay. There's a custom build which has SSGI integrated. I'm still not sure what SSGI is, but I may have missed your comment, sorry. But yeah, we'll continue working on this and see how it goes. Shading. I kind of want to remove that from the base color and just put roughness in there. Oh, that looks awesome. I want the cylinder to be less loud, basically. So let's bring the cylinder brightness down like that. Okay. And then the composition needs to be fixed. I want this icosphere to be the center of attention. And in terms of, I like that. Okay, cool. CG Matter has a video on it. Okay, cool. I'll check that out later. Making fun of me. Bro keeps asking what SSGI is, then looks away. Sorry. There's such a delay on comments. It's like I got to look later. Sorry. But I'm going to keep that in mind. Look it up. All right. Let's go ahead and make this thing look cool and kind of techy. Let's see. I'm not going to add JS placement on this. I can actually make that myself. Color ramp. Plug it into the... We'll just go into the base color just to visualize what we're doing here. And we'll get a Musgrave to get that kind of rusty vibe. Dimension 0, detail up, height into that. Cool, and then 0.1. Okay, so now we're gonna get a Voronoi and mix these two. This is one of my favorite materials. I love using this material. Let's make this metallic. And save file, save. I'll go Illicity into Chebyshev. Mix RGB. Color. Okay. And then we'll go over here to Chebyshev and bring up the scale a little bit. Bump. Normal. Color into the height. So now we get a little bit of fun coming out here. And then what I'm going to do is bring this RGB in to get some of that rust. Dope. Excuse me. So now we have this guy doing that, and it needs a little bit of motion. So we're working with what? 250 frames. Cool. Icosphere. So we'll get these two axes. Rotate this one by 720 and rotate this one by 360. Cool. And then I think I want to add some camera shake. Why is Ducky's caps lock on? I have a keyboard that doesn't have a light on it that shows me when caps lock is on. So I never know until I see it. So now we have this going on. We can probably make it bigger. This guy is just really loud and big, and I don't entirely know what to do about that. Let's make this area light up here a lot brighter. Sorry, the point light. 500, 800, and I believe my color management, we'll go to high contrast on the color management, and then cylinder. I'm going to play with roughness on the cylinder. Everyone buy Ducky a new keyboard. It's purely laziness. I just haven't gotten out to buying one. This was a replacement, a quick replacement of one that broke. And I just haven't felt like going to Best Buy to get a new one. I'll get one at some point. The other Logitech one I had just kept glitching, and I hated it. So shout out to Logitech. And then we'll bring this up like that. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I need to go back and see how the artist kind of dealt with it. Okay, so it came kind of straight down, and it was barely visible, rather than mine's massively visible. So that's what I like to do. So when I'm trying to learn art, I always try to figure out, like, how did the other artist solve a problem? And the problem I'm having right now is like the composition with the cylinder. Rotate the cylinder. I think rotating the cylinder, animating that, if that's what you're talking about, is a great idea. And so that's kind of how he solved that problem. And so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll make it bigger. Yeah, see, it's already looking better. Definitely want to credit the artist, so we'll look at that in a second, because he made a really, really dope design. Hold on. I'm having a lot of trouble here. I need to go out of the render view and just go solid. So like this, right, left, and then we'll go here to the front. Okay, cool. Like that. They made it bigger, and we bring it up. And then even bigger, bring it up, and it's coming in contact with our point light, so we'll move that. No. Now is it directly under? Cool. Let's see which direction the area light is pointing. So he's pointing that way. So we'll just kind of point it out that way, sort of compromise here. There we go. And then we can make this much bigger. All right, let's see how this looks now. Let's get another area light. Another point light to get another level of lighting here. And I haven't saved my project file in a hot minute. Duplicate. Over here. And I'm going to make that light blue. Cool, cool, cool. Like it a lot. I want to bevel the edges of this guy, make it a little more realistic, because in real life there are rarely sharp edges that aren't like a knife. So we're going to bring it in and just bevel it a little bit. Shade smooth. Awesome. And then we'll take this guy and, like Wendell said, rotate it, which would be, oh no. Apply rotation. It's not going to work. It needs to just be standing up. It's what the problem here is. It's actually the camera angle that's goofing everything up. So we're just going to reset this thing to be straight up and down. Let me go back to before I applied rotation. Okay, cool. And then we'll go ahead and reset this whole guy. 0, 0, 0. Okay. So now, because the camera angle's so crazy, let's go ahead and fix that focal length to be about 50. And then we can bring it out like this, because that's the biggest problem. Okay. Now I can kind of accomplish what I wanted to accomplish here. And then he doesn't have to be quite so big. All right, that is so much better. Thank goodness. And then I can just rotate it with all the joy in my heart. Not have any problems. And I love the 50 millimeter anyway. Big fan of it. 360. Enter. Dope. So we're already getting something pretty cool. All right. So now I'm just kind of looking at it to see like what other ideas can I come up with here that would work well. Because so far it's cool. Nifty 50. All right, cool. Now we got this. Looks awesome. Looks dope. Rim light if possible. Good idea. I'll see if I can tackle that in a second, but I don't want to get lights actually in the view. 3,000 on that. And then on the other point light, 3,000 as well. And those really clash. It kind of hurts. It makes it look pink. What if I deleted it? Ooh, I like that one light. That looks awesome. Also animate noise in the volume cube. You're right. I literally thought of that right when I read that. I wanted to add some kind of cloudy mess. So let's click on that cube, save my file before I start messing with volumes. And I do want to do a little bit of depth of field if that would help the scene at all. Make it slower, make it levitate. Good idea. Which means I will need to add frames, but we'll do that in a second. Hey, my girlfriend is in the chat here. Emily, if y'all see her, that's the woman. Color. Oops. Light fall off. I don't even know what that does. We're going to go here with a color ramp. And a noise texture. NOI. Noise texture. You know what I should do, guys? Next time my girlfriend's hanging out with me, get her to read the comments so I can do the work and have her help me interact with you guys. We should do that. So, Emily, think about it. We're going to go here with the density. And then bring in this here. Bring that scale all the way up. Cool. Bring the detail in. And then use the white portion because the density is still a little heavy. Like this. And then we can bring that in to make that volume really stand out. And then bring it down. So something like this. Awesome. All right, cool. Let's bring that area light up. And then go to the right view, rotate it. Oh, where is he even located? He's not even in the center. Is he? Let's go wireframe. All right, like that. Cool. And then we'll make that power of like 2,000. There we go. Got to improve that lighting here. And then I want to make this darker. There we go. I want this to be the front and center. I want that to be the focal point. Cool, 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 cool. Add some red lighting in the back. Now that we have some other stuff going on, that could possibly work really well. Thank you guys for contributing ideas. That really helps. Helps a lot. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Make it red. Make it more red. There we go. Oh, wow. Look at how that affects it right there. Let's make these clouds bigger. We'll go back to shading. Click on the cube. Like that. Bring that scale. Something like this. Just want it to be a little interesting. There we go. Now it's kind of cloudy. Let's go back to that red point light. Now that it's kind of hiding, we can make it super, super intense. Like 5,000. Look how crazy that looks right there. And then we can kind of see this. The area light, maybe 1,000. That's better. That's more betterer. How did you make the clouds? Okay, so I made a cube. You can see the shape of a cube here in the volume. So what you'll do is you'll add in a principled volume right here. You'll add a color ramp on the density, and then the noise texture is going to sort of manipulate the density, thus creating clouds. And then if you want, which I'm not going to do because it's just a whole nother process to get that to loop. Ooh, never mind. Okay, and then you can put it on 4D, and then you can actually animate the clouds. You can kind of see them animating, but it's Eevee, so it's hard to real-time preview cloud animations. But that's that. Let's go ahead and add some depth of field. Depth of field, f-stop. Already looks awesome, but we'll put it f-sub 0.3. And then we'll get that, zoom it all the way in. Really hard on my viewport. And then we'll get it focused right here on the surface of our cube. Perfect. Oh, look how dope that is. Ooh, that's cool. Look how cool that looks. Now, someone said to slow it down, and I fully agree with that. Let me play with this point light here. I want more red right there. Okay, that looks so good. I love that so much. Save. This is one of the better streams I've done. 2.9 has lower quality depth of field than 2.192. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the only bummer. I'll at the end of this, I'll download the new one, and compare depth of field because it's probably far better. And I've had numerous complaints about it, so I need to check it out. I've been super behind on that. Let's see. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Oh yes, adding frames. 250. 250 times 2 is 500. Okay. So we'll go here and just stretch out. By the way, if y'all didn't know that, you can do math inside of Blender and it'll do it for you. Like I just did. And I'm going to stretch this guy out as well. All right, cool. Yeah, I like it better, slower for sure. Next stream, do some crazy GeoNode stuff. Yeah, once I learn it, I will do a stream on it. I just still have yet to do anything with it yet. Oh. I need to go here and fix the animation on the wave texture. Need to stretch that out as well. Timeline. Let's make sure it loops. Yep, loops. All right, I want to try a little bit of compositing. So for this cylinder up here, I want the emission to be not quite as bright, so I don't have to do like, let's do something like that. I want this to be the brightest. All right, so let's render it. Please don't crash. There we go. Okay, there's a lot going on. File, save. We'll go here to compositing. We'll go with some glare. Cool. And then we'll do, let's get this out of the way. I want to do 2 streaks. I want the iterations to go up, and I want the fade to go up. And then color mod come up a little bit as well. And then fade it out some more. Not quite so much. And then we'll bring that mix down so it's not quite so apparent. Mix needs to come down some more. There we go. And I think that just about wraps it up. There we go. That is our live stream piece that we made together. Yeah, so I'm going to end the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. And there we go. All right. So I will head out. See you guys in the next stream.